Yo, team. We back. Getting ready for Power Hour. Back on the scene, Trader J. Yeah, take a little break. I was in everybody else's lobby, and Active Traders lobby, and AK-47's lobby, just to see their mindset, moving forward from the market, setting up today to see what's everybody's mindset going into tomorrow's gameplay. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into the charts. Let's go. All right, team, we are here. We are here back at the scene. And as you can see, throughout the lunch hours, we have U-shaped our way right back on up to those old high days that we're at. Well, not going to say high days, but these highs yesterday in pre-market. I think the highs on this counter was what, 21.35. So we are U-shaping ourselves back on up. I am still watching my downtrend setup. I do still have to see basically where the bears are going to start moving back into. So I do have my downtrend set up, and you can see it's playing off of that downtrend setup real well. We kind of getting a little bit of rejection, not nothing major just yet. I'm still keeping my eyes peeled on that. We are breaking above it slightly, so I am watching it. Keep my eyes peeled, see how much juice it has left in the tank as far as the bulls. So, and one of the main things, and see, shut up, Marty, but one of the main things that I was thinking about as this spike was happening was two things that was going through my mind, because I knew bulls was going to move in because all the data is out of the way. So it's really nothing to hold them back. All the data has been clear. We got all the information that we needed. And not just that, short squeezes. I mean, a lot of people trying to short it too early in advance, and that's what causes the squeeze to go up as well. So every time, your puts is trying to move in, shorters was trying to come in, I mean, they're squeezing right out of their position. So what did I do? I sat on my hands. Now, the reason why I didn't go for a call was because we never came back down to that VWAP, and I said I was not chasing this because this is room for this bad boy to fall all the way back down, and I'm not chasing. So that wasn't happening. So the best area, honestly, was way down here, and that was around, what, 13, around 14, because it bounced right off of that VWAP off the, right here, 514. You bounced off of that VWAP, and I mean, you just been shooting up ever since. We never came back down, and that was the reason why I wasn't touching it, because I was not about to buy these highs. That wasn't happening. So now that I missed the move on up, I can be setting myself up for the move on down. So I am going to be looking for puts, but I'm just waiting for my areas because I still want to see what's going to happen around this 520 mark, because I still think got a little bit left in the tank as we're going into power hour out there. I still think we have a possible push still to this 520 mark up to 521. So I want to definitely see if we can run up towards this old red candle here around this 520.50 on up towards these areas here. So we do have a lot of resistance around this 520 mark. So if I take my line and go make a duplicate copy and go to 520, which I don't know why I didn't do this before. I should have did this earlier. As you can see, 520 here, boom. We can go across the board. You can see right here, resistance. Get a little bit of pop above. High as we go is around 520, 50-ish. Then you come right back on down. Hit that 520, back on down. 520, come back on down. And then we run it right back into that 520 mark. So I'm definitely just keeping my eyes peeled because I want to see if we do get a push back above that level. The next area of support, as we are way up here, is going to be that 1850, because you got to remember 1850 was definitely an important price point. What it was last week when we went on that massive rip when it ran on up. Should have been around 1850. Let me go back. So 1850, boom, right where we at. So as you can see, we right there around 1850. And let me go to it. Let me erase these lines since we're not around these areas anymore right now. So let me just focus on these top areas as of now. Just these two. Come on, doggy. Why is it doing that? Here we go. So 1850. Let's go back. What did we go on that rip and run? Bounce off right here. 1850. Went on that nice little rip here. 1850. Same thing. Nice little run on up. After you bounce off that 1850, went on a nice move. So 1850. I'm definitely keeping that on watch to see if we hold above that key level or we crack back under 1850. But as long as we stay above 1850, my main focus is going to be the areas above it. So 520, 521, 522, even with that being said. So it looks like it's trying to run back up to this line, which that's all the way up to 522. So I'm definitely want to wait for these higher areas to actually start going in for a put, because I still think it's trying to push back towards those areas of those highs from yesterday. So I'm definitely keeping my eyes peeled as we try to move back like around these key areas, around this 520 to possibly 521-ish area. So I'm just still got my eyes peeled and watching this. But right now, it's still no clear signs of a bear flag. I mean, a bear candle, anything. Everything is still bullish, 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 bullish. You can see this bull flag set up. You can see that N-shaped pattern. Boom, ran on up. So right now, still no clear signs of bears moving in, which is pretty much putting fear in them because a lot of them probably got squeezed out of their position. So they're not going to have a lot of confidence at this moment. So what I would do personally is wait for it to go up to higher levels that actually make sense. So we're still around that my downtrend. So I still look like I still have some areas around that downtrend still, which is why I still want to go up a little bit. And the reason why I'm waiting, because I don't want to buy around 1850 that used to hold up a strong resistance. Because I feel like if I try to go in for a put down around 1850, that can be a possible bad trap where bulls can, set up for the next leg on up. So I definitely don't want to put in this area around 518. If anything, I want to get away from 518 and then back down to 518. So at this moment, I'd rather wait for it to go back up towards the 520s, hell, 522s if they want to. As long as you're away from 518, I'm fine with that. So I can't imagine, going up towards these areas and coming back down to 518 because 518 can play a major role as far as support and resistance. So you can see right here, I mean, it got a little bit of crack underneath it, but it mainly stayed around 518. So that area can act as a support line and a resistance line. You can see right here, boom, 518. See that? 518.50, boom, bounce back on up. Go back across the board. Back across the board, back across the board. Right here, boom, 518.50, boom, back on up. So that's the reason why I'm not trying to put a put in at 518. That's not happening. So I am going to wait, be patient for the setup. So right now, if you notice, 518 is sitting right here. That can be a possible bear trap, and I'm not, I'd rather wait. Unless we crack underneath 518 and those bears come in hard, other than that, I'm not getting in it. I'm not putting in puts at 518. If anything, I want to put puts above 518 because that area is very important, and that area can act as a support line. So I'm not setting myself up for failure. And as you can see, a pullback, we're going to see what's going to happen as we do pull back towards 518 to see if that's going to be an actual bear trap, set up for a pushback on up, or will those bears come in heavy and pull them back underneath 518.50. So I definitely want to keep my eyes peeled on that team. So we are getting a little pullback down. Right now we are at 1875 right now, almost down to 1860. Here we go. So I want to see what's going to happen right now. So until I get a full confirmation, bears coming in heavy underneath 518.50, then I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna go for it. But right now, 518.50, and the thing about it, not you guys, because I know you guys are smart. Y'all already know how the game goes. But definitely newbie traders who don't know anything about this, who don't know anything about support lines, bear traps, and all that, who might be trying to go in for a put right at 518.50, that can get caught right in the bear trap for a shoot basically right back on up. So that's why you can see right here, it's battling at 518.50, which is why I'm not going for a put until I get full confirmation that them bears are claiming that territory again and we see a massive move down. So I'm not touching it at this moment. I'd rather wait for it to go up and go from there. So what I don't want to do is channel. See, that's the thing I don't want to happen, because I don't want to be sitting here bored out of my mind and we go sideways until tomorrow. So if they, basically what I'm saying is, let me see if we have any channel patterns around it. We do. Yep, channel pattern 520 to 518. Yep. 518.50, 520. See what I mean? That channel. So they're trying to. I see what you're doing. I see what they're doing. They're trying to set up a channel play. They're trying to hold it. They're trying to stay in between these two lines. They're trying to set up a channel. I see what you're doing. See exactly what you're doing. Trying to set up a damn channel. Because if they hold a channel and we go into tomorrow, they can pop above 520. Up to that 522-ish mark. So if they get that channel that they want. If they get that channel that they want going into the close, we can go sideways until tomorrow where you break out of that channel for a pop on up. So, which is why I'm waiting. I'm not forcing anything to happen right now. So I am sitting on my hands still. 518.50 is going to be a possible support line at this moment. Keep that on watch with the top of 520. And again, look like they want a channel because they didn't done it before where you channel, and it dropped. Channel. When you went up, then you dropped. Channel for like, what, 2 days? Same area, 520, 518.50. Still in that same range. So, and then look where we were right back at, 518.50, 520, right back in that channel, in that range. So with that being said, that's another reason why I'm not getting into 1850, because you'll be caught in, especially if depending on what type of contracts you have, you can pretty much get caught in a channel pattern where time decay starts to kick in. So I do have my contract set out for the 19th of next week, because again, not knowing what's going to take place as we go into power hour. Again, we could get another push on up, or we could stay in this channel until the market close. So right now, I'm definitely sitting on my hands right now, team, until we either see a dramatic move on up, or we could come back on down. Other than that, it's going to channel, and for a possible drop or a possible pop. So one of the two is going to happen. So again, as long as we stay in this little channel, I'm not touching it, because you can see right here, we stayed in that same exact channel, the same exact lines before in the past. But we did get a drop. I mean, I give it that. You know, we stayed in that channel again, got a drop. In the same channel, little drop. Let's see. Did we get any more channels around those two specific areas? Let's go back. I think that's the highest we had went in that area. Yeah. Yep, because anything else was underneath 518.50. So let me keep that on watch. Go back across the board. Yeah, so we back in that channel, 518.50 to 520. And again, I'm not touching it just yet, because again, this is a channel pattern setting up to go sideways 9 times out of 10 into tomorrow. So not touching it. Again, unless we get a pop now, I'll go for it. But as long as we're in this channel, I am not touching it till tomorrow. Let me double check what's coming out tomorrow as far as our economic data. I don't think we have anything major coming out tomorrow. We have the import and export prices at 8:30, and we do have the consumer sentiments at 10 o'clock. So those are going to be only two main things we're going to have coming out tomorrow. And other than that, we're going to just have speakers coming out. So I'm definitely not touching it right now, because they definitely U-shaped it right back into that pattern. They rotated it right back into it, because if you notice, channel patterns are like magnets. The minute you come out of it, you'll find your way back into it. You come out of it, you'll find your way back into it. So again, all you have to do is look at the channel setups is like a magnet. Channel plays are definitely like magnets. You can go on the upside, downside, but you always will return back to the same specific area. So if you notice right here, yep, we went up, back into it, went down, back into it, went up, back into it, went down, back into it. So they're definitely trying to hold this specific area. I mean, like right here, for example, you channeled for a little bit in this little range. You came on out above 520, came back down, then you cracked underneath it. Then you find yourself right back into this little range here again. You fell through it, came right back on up, find yourself right back in that range again, broke on out. Here, yep, right here, you came inside the channel where you pretty much went up and down between the 520s, 518.50s, and then you broke on out, bounced on top of 520, and then ran on up. So if you notice, 520, 518.50 is definitely a channel setup, and we U-shaped right back into it. So we came on out of that channel and found ourselves right back in that channel. So keep that in mind. So basically, again, what I'm trying to say is, if we don't get a breakout or a crack down, out of this channel, we may see some sideways movements until tomorrow. So keep that on watch. So as of now, I'm not trading anything, because right now it's just going to be in the channel. It's just going to go sideways. It's just going to consolidate until tomorrow. So I'm not going to touch it until something happens today. If we get a breakout, I'll go for it. If we get a crack down, I'm going to go for it. But other than that, while we are in this channel, I'm not doing it, because I don't want to buy in and just be sitting going sideways until tomorrow. So I'll wait. Appreciate your act. Thanks so much, boss. I lost lots of money holding for the next day. Engineer, like, okay, when you was holding, like what area in specific? What stock was you trading in specific that you got caught in? Was it SPY or was it Nvidia? Like what stock was it in general? I mean, I can try to help you out with it to see what the issue was. Because one thing, Tesla. Oh yeah, Tesla does a lot of sideways movement half the time. I mean, I got caught in Tesla a lot of times too. So that's why you gotta play the channel, Queen. So if you look at it from a channel standpoint, you'll know how to control your entries. So if you look at Tesla, all it does is rotate. It rotates from the 180s to the 160s, from the 160s to the 180. All it does is rotate around this midpoint, this mid area of 170. Anytime you're on top of 170, which is when you're on top, it's considered support where you can bounce and move on up. Anytime you're underneath it, it's considered resistance where you go on down. So if you notice, it rotates. Pay close attention right here. Look how it rotates. 160, 180, 160. 180. You notice the rotation, Queen? So now by looking at that, you kind of know how to manage your entries. So if you know you're around the 160, 9 times out of 10 they hold up as support, then 9 times out of 10 you're gonna run right back on up to the 170s, possibly on up to the 180s. If you're going in for a put at the 180s, 9 times out of 10 you're gonna rotate back down to the 170s, back down to the 160s. So all it does is rotate. All it's doing is rotating. So right now we already tested the bottoms. It's rotating above the 170 and 180. So you're at the top portion of this range right now. So 170 to 180. Again, if you got in at 170, you could have got a good little $5 profit on that because you came back down, you bounced off of it, ran up $5. So if you notice, all it does is rotate. That's all. That's all. Mainly all your stocks does is rotate. Every single stock rotates. SPY, Nvidia, Tesla, Apple, Amazon. It rotates around certain price points over and over and over. And the crazy part about it, on how easy I said that, it still goes over people's heads. It still goes over their heads. I mentioned that. So I mentioned it over and over and over. It rotates. Like if I go to Apple, what Apple does? Apple rotates. Let's see. After you came back underneath, you went underneath 74, 72, 70. So if you notice, it rotated from the 70s up to the 74s, and with the mid areas of 72. So if you notice, all it did was rotate. So it came out of that channel, rotated back into that channel, came out of that channel, rotated back into that channel. That's all it did over and over and over. So all it does is rotate. Every single stock rotates between certain price points. That's it. They all do it. Every single stock does it. Even Nvidia rotates. Nvidia rotated from 960, 840, 900. All it did is rotate. You can see the channel set up right here. So even if I get out of it, you can see the rotation. See that? From your tops, bottoms, tops, bottoms. All it's doing is rotating, up, down, up, down, up, down. That's it. That's all it's doing. So once you start to familiarize yourself with the certain price points that they move, then you have a better understanding on how to control your entries, whether you're going in for a call, whether you're going in for a put. All right, let's look at SPY. What's SPY doing right now? Boom. Are we back underneath? Let's see. SPY. SMCI still didn't do what I wanted to do. And damn, man, I missed that 940 mark. Crap. I was anticipating 960. Shoot, I should have got in at 940. Crap, man. I would have been got in on this trade at 940 for I was anticipating 960. I overshot that one. I can admit it. I can admit I overshot SMCI. But Nvidia is still rotating around that 900 mark, but SMCI is still going down. See, I thought as Nvidia was going up, I thought SMCI was going to go up. So that's why I was anticipating when I seen SMCI keep going up to the 900s. I thought this bad boy was going to move up to the 960s, but it just stayed around 940 and came right back on down to 920. So even with SMCI, Queen Engineer, SMCI moves by 20s. So if you notice that, 960, 940, 920. So once you start to understand the personalities of each stock, you'll get a better understanding on how to control your entries and your exits. Some of them will move by 5s, some of them will move by 10s, some of them move by 2s. I mean, it's different price points that they rotate around constantly. So again, as far as SMCI, it rotates by 20s. $40 to $20, $40, 940 to 960, $20. So all it does is rotate by 20s, and it goes by even numbers. Let me see. I know, man. I thought I was anticipating I ain't gonna lie, 960. I really was anticipating 960 Coldplay, and man, I could have got in on this trade. But I was aiming a little too high, and I missed out on my play, and I can admit it. I'll be man enough to admit that I missed my play. Because if I go back, let me see. Let me go to a SMCI contract. So if I go to Forever Whoa. I apologize, boss. Man. I didn't even know. I forgot to turn my thing on. Oh, here we go. I got the voice thing back on Forever Whoa. I got you, boss. I got you. So we on Tesla right now. What stock you want to talk about, boss? What you got? Hit me up. What's up? What stocks you want to talk about? Yeah, I forgot to turn on my little voice thing. I forgot I got to automatically turn it on. I got you forever, bro. I got you right here. Yeah, you can hit me up. Yeah, I can hear the voice come on. I got you, boss. I apologize. I didn't know I had it cut off. I do apologize. Right? Yeah, my apologies, boss. I got you. I got you. So Tesla, as you can see again, 180, 170, upper portion of your channel. You can see that 180, 170, 180, 170 until you crack 170, you start to move back down to the 160s. So as long as you're above 170, focus on 170 and up until you get back up to that resistance area of 180 until you either break out, or you get rejected right back on down. So that's the way to look at it, engineer. Like I said, just look at it from the 170s on up. Just look at it in this frame until you break 170 and you crack on down into the 160s. Now, if you break above 180, all you do is move your channel up. You focus on keeping now 170 the bottom, 70 the bottoms, 180 the mids, and 200 because all you're doing is adding $20. Adding 20 to it. So all you would do is rotate your channel up if it's moving up and you're breaking out above 180. Yeah, what you got for Warwick? Like I said, hit me up, boss. I do apologize. Again, I didn't know I had my comment thing, the voice thing off. I apologize. All right, let's look at SPY. Where we at on SPY? SMCI still not giving me nothing, huh? Damn, man. I could have traded that bad boy. Me too, boss. But give it some time. You gotta give it some time right now because, it's trending on up. I mean, the market is green. I mean, we did come off of a drop. Now we bouncing back on up. So you definitely got to give it some time to run back into resistance. So, we just coming off of a bounce. And you can see right here, we've been bounced off this area more than once around 514. Bounce, 514, bounce. So we have a bottom right here, 514. So we are bouncing back on up. So all we got to do now is look at the areas of resistance where bears moved in at. We know we seen bears move in with a strong red candle at 520. We know that the bears moved in around these areas of almost 524 on up to 525, almost 526. So as you can see that, so I'm just keeping my eyes peeled in these levels. So we still haven't got up to that 520 mark just yet. I'm keeping my eyes peeled on it though, boss, because I'm still looking at my downtrend setup. Because if we hit 520 and then get rejected, that'll put us back down in this wedge in this downtrend channel. The reason why I haven't gotten in on a put yet because this 518.50 could be considered resistance. Support. Where this could be a setup for a bad trap where people are trying to go in for puts and getting stuck and stuffed out of their position and boom, back on up. So because 518.50 is a powerful price point. It can work on the upside and it can work on the downside. So as long as you stay above 518.50, you got to look for the prices above it. And the reason why is if you get in at, let's say, 522, you got room to come back down to 518.50. So let it rotate up and then catch the rotation back on down. That's it. What's the voice thing about? Whose voice is it? What you talking about, active? Oh, I got a little comment right here. See?
This voice thing act right.
There you go. Thank you, Marty. Yeah, it just helps me out, like if because if you don't have nothing to kind of give you some type of warning, you're bypassing the comments. Because say for instance you're not on your YouTube. Yeah, if you're not on your YouTube, you might have people trying to reach out to you on YouTube, but you're on Tradecaster, right? So you got some people maybe commenting you on YouTube while you're only commenting to the people on Tradecaster. So with this little box that I have, it can let me know people's trying to reach out to me throughout every platform. Because I can't watch every single one. So I have a box. It records everything. Marty, shut up, man. Yeah, because when I'm doing my live stream, I'm mainly focused on Tradecaster. I'm not looking at my YouTube or none of my other platforms. So this lets me know who's reaching out to me from other platforms. So that's why. Because I had a problem. He said he sounded gay. I can't with active, man. I can't not with active. I don't. Can you switch the voice on this thing? I don't know. I never tried it. Filter. Let me see. Can I switch the voice? Where's my settings? Nope, that ain't it. What is this? Filter? Maybe? Is it the filter? Nope, that ain't it. I know I got a. It has like a setting somewhere. I forgot how to get to it. Excuse me. I might have to go into the website itself because there's a site I had to go to get this program. I don't think they have different voices. I don't think. I'm trying to stretch it out to see if I see anything. Nope. Yep, I might have to just go back to the website where I got it from. I don't see it. I don't know how to change the voices if they had a woman on them. I don't know. Nah, I don't see it. I'll check it later. I'll do it later. I know, boss. I know. Because now you got me thinking. Because I'm like, I wonder, can you change the voices? Now you got me thinking about it. But right now, team, definitely be careful as far as you push because I still see a bull flag setting up right now. We are still holding up.
I'm here.
You just wanted to get on that damn voice thing active. You so churlish. You churlish. But yeah, I do see a bull flag setting up on a 30-minute time frame. Let me see if I can see a bull flag set up on a 15-minute. Let me see. Let me go to a 15-minute time frame. 15. I still see a little, yeah. Somewhere I can still see the setup on a 15. Yep, which is still uptrending. So we come down a little bit, still uptrending. And that was the reason why I never bought in, because we way off of that VWAP and you got room to fall back down, and I'm not setting myself up for failure. That is not happening. So right now, I'm going to watch this 518.50 level. Can we hold above it or will we crack underneath it? So I'm going to keep this on watch. But it's going to be tricky. Because you know how they like to try to pull it underneath and make it look like it's going to fall, and then you go right back in that channel? That's the reason why I'm not doing that. Because until those bears move in and we get away from 1850, I'm not going in for a put. I'm not doing that. Now, again, if we would have spiked up, I'll get in for a put back on down to this channel. You know, basically for like a rotation. Like, let me show you for example. Like something like this. Okay, we fall out of the channel. You know, I'll do that because not knowing if you're going to rotate right back in the channel. So I want to put myself right here where you can fall out and then go right back in it.
Enjoying the content?
All right.
Show your support by following Jatrix on all platforms.
Oh, God.
Link.
Gotta turn that off. My fault. I forgot to block it. Gotta turn everything back on. I don't need the bots. Turn that off. Block you. Stream elements. Are you cool? All right. So right now, like I said, team, the only thing, I know y'all frustrated. Trust me, I know y'all frustrated. But the way that this is setting right back on up, all you did was U-shape right back into this channel, which could go sideways until tomorrow. So I'm just letting y'all know. I know y'all don't want to hear that, but again, we don't have no control over the market. So again, we rotated right back into that channel, and we could see some sideways movements until tomorrow. So again, if we don't see anything now, you might as well just sit on your hands, because again, don't force a trade. If it ain't meant for you to trade, don't force one. So. Because you don't want to, especially get on a contract and you just get stuck and this thing goes sideways. And then when it's going sideways, you don't know which way it's going to go. You don't know if it can break on out above 520 or if it can crack 518.50. So by getting in the middle, you know, in this area that has still no decision on which way it truly wants to go, you just be going sideways gambling. I would rather wait for a move to let me know the direction that it truly wants to go. So SMCI, God, man. Oh, that's what I want to check. Let me check those contracts. So had I would have got in at 940, how much would I would have been up today? Let me see real quick. So I already missed it. Sorry, no, that sucks. So how much I would have been up had I would have caught that spike? That drop on down. How much would I have been up? Let's see. This one went on a $5 move. So if I would got in on SMCI at 940, from $8 to, that would have been a $7 move or two. I know, but we never got it, Queen. We never got the 960. The furthest it went to, it was 940. It hovered around 940 the whole time. I had my target set for, I had my entry set for 960, and I had my alert set. So if we would have went back this way, my alert would have went off, and it would have notified me that we was going back towards 960. Then I would have set myself up, but we never got to it. We just hit 940 and just been going sideways and then dropped on down. That's the only thing that suck about that, man. I missed the whole dang thing, man. I never got what I wanted. I never got my entry, which was again 960. I wanted it. I thought it was gonna U shape back on up this way. I mean, it's still a possibility because it's still on a somewhat of an uptrend. I mean, we still could get it. I mean, probably going into tomorrow, and we may. I mean, if you look at it from this angle, I mean, you're still on an uptrend. See that? Still on the uptrend, so it still can bounce, and still move its way up onto 960. Still a possibility. So again, I'm just not. I missed it, for today's trade. So I'm gonna just wait because I still think it still want to touch that 960, man. Because if you look at it on this 180 chart, let me take off this purple line. Apologize about that. If you look at it on this purple chart where I got my downtrend set up, you still got room to run up to that purple line, and that's around 960. So that's what I was anticipating because we already got the bounce around that from that 860 back on up to 900, and you're rotating back on up. So as you rotate back on up, you're going right into that purple line, that downtrend, and you got room to still hit it, and that's around 960. So we just never got it. Again, we may get it tomorrow. We may get a little squeeze tomorrow. I could probably catch it. So I'm gonna definitely keep that on watch tomorrow to see if I get my 960. And if I do get it up from 960 to 980, I'm gonna definitely have to do what Taylor did, just going for a week out contract and let it play itself out. So right now, I just haven't got my entry. How high Nvidia could play today? Let me check it out, Queen. Nvidia, still at 900. Your tops though, your whole 900. Let me see, because I think Nvidia moves by 20s as well. So from 900 to 920, 940, up to 960, where you got rejected here. You can see right here where you got rejected, then those bears came in, and you had a nice trend on down. So pretty much you went red to green. You had a nice little sell-off for almost, how long was this? Almost a week or two? You just trended down. So you had like red candles all the way on down here. Then you finally found some support where you're going back on up. So you're pretty much doing like a red to green. So you found support. And you put it like this. It's almost like in a channel. You got the bottoms of 840 and you got the tops of 960. So right now you're in the mid area of 900. So you are testing this area. So if you get back up above 900, that'll turn back into support and you can possibly run up to 920 to 940. So that is a possibility. But I still think we're on a downtrend, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Let me go back to it. Let me get my chart. Let's take a quick look at that real quick. Nvidia. Let's see. Yep. So you bounce it. Okay. So basically, yeah. So you bounce. Anytime you hit that green trend line, that's a good strong support area. You got room to run right back on up into this mid area here, because everything you can see how accurate that yellow line is, because every time you come down, you bounce. You come down, you bounce. You come down, you bounce. So support, now that we under support, is now going to be resistance. So you got room to run back up to that trend line that can now act as resistance, and then you can see a move back on down. And that isn't, if we do get a squeeze, that's all the way up, 9, 10, 915. But it all depends on this 900 area. We break above it, we can see a run on up. If we stay underneath it, we can see a push right back on down. So 900 is definitely going to be key right now, engineer. So definitely just keep your eyes peeled on 900, because 900 is definitely going to be your decider, whether you go on up or you come back on down. So right now that we underneath 900, is it still underneath 900? Yeah, still underneath. So right now that's still going to be considered resistance. So we can definitely get rejected off of 900 and come back on down. However, if we do break above 900, that can turn into support instead of resistance for the move back on up. So right now we are at a decisive area where, again, 900 can act as support or resistance. So the best thing to do, right now everything is sideways. Sit on your hands, just wait on confirmation, wait to see exactly where the market wants to go as we in these last hours of the market. So again, if we don't get anything today, just wait till tomorrow. Wait until tomorrow. He said, well, what is Frankie Franks? Repeat. Really active. Really active. Spot finder going, let me see. Are we pulling back? On no, we haven't we haven't broken that 1850 yet. So we still in that channel. That's why I said don't force anything, team. Cisco, don't force. I'm telling you right now. You probably wasn't here as I was explaining it. All SPY did, I'm about to go to it and explain it again if you wasn't here. All SPY did was rotate out of that channel and rotate back in that channel of 520, 518.50, and I can show you the proof because that is a channel setup. Because you can see right here in the past, we channeled in between that same area before 520, 518.50. You channel, and you went on a drop afterwards. So right now it is setting up for another channel pattern setup. See, you fell out of the channel and you came right back into it. Because you remember, as I explained, channel patterns are like magnets. You leave from it, you return back to it. That's exactly how a channel pattern acts. You can see it right here. For example, you leave out of that channel, you return back into that channel. You leave out of that channel, you return back into the channel. It's like a magnet. See right here? You fell out of that channel, return back into that channel. You always return right back into that 520 to 518.50 mark. Any more examples right here? You came down to 518.50, broke out of 520, turned 520 to support, ran on up. But have you noticed it still has some type of activity around that same channel? Even if I go back even further. Let's go back. Can I go back further? Probably won't. Oh, that's because I'm on a 15. I apologize. My apologies. 30 is what I meant to go to. My mistake. Right here we go. Right here. All right. See right here? It always moves around that channel. See that red line and the green line? So 520, 518.50. See, you rotate around that channel constantly. You rotate out of it, you rotate back in it. You rotate out of it, you rotate right back in it. You rotate out of it, you rotate right back in it. It always comes back to this specific channel. Whether you spike on up, you return right back to it. Whether you drop on down, you return right back to it in that same specific price point, in the same specific channel of 520, 518.50. So all it did was rotate out of it and it rotated back to it. Now that we rotated on the downside, we could possibly see an upside where you rotate on the upside of it and then come back down to it, since we already caught the bottoms already. So that is a possibility that could happen for tomorrow. I mean, we could get a breakout out, we could, but the fact is we already rotated out of it on the downside. The next rotation is on the upside. So that is a possibility. That's why I'm telling y'all, team, be careful. Don't force anything. Wait for the setups to happen. So as you can see, down, and the next rotation now, up. So definitely keep that posted. But regardless of which way it goes, whether it's down or up, you'll always return right back into this same channel. I mean, think about it. We dropped from out of this channel all the way down to the 512s and found ourselves where? Right back in that channel. So again, if we don't get any action right now, the only thing I can tell y'all that may happen as we go into the market close is some sideways movement until tomorrow. I can tell you that right now, so don't force anything. As long as this is the area hold, that 518.50 holds, that can act as support, that can possibly push back on up for the next leg on up for tomorrow. And you already know Fridays like to go on short squeezes, so definitely keep that in mind when we can see another squeeze like this. But GERD is not bad. So, I mean, allow it to do what it do, because I know y'all want to go for puts bad, but what I would do if I was y'all, wait for the rotation. Wait for the rotation on up so you can rotate right back on down to it. So the higher it go, the better. So my thing personally, just wait for the setup. So as 520, 518 holds, and say for instance we do, like, let me draw it out for you. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So say for instance, we're going to just focus on this channel here, 518, 520, 518.50, red, green line. So let's just say this happens tomorrow. Let's just say for example, where's my thing at? Oh, there you go. About to say, where the hell did it go? All right, so focus on this channel here, right? So say for instance, we channel going into tomorrow, and you break on out. You can possibly rotate right back on down. So if you catch those high areas, 524-ish, you got room to fall back down. That's a $4 gain right there from 524 to 520. That's $4. Goes all the way down to 518. That's $6. So if you think about it, so just wait on the setup. Wait on the setup to happen. Wait for the move to happen, and we do get a break on out. Wait for the move to go up, because 9 times out of 10, you got some. Let me see. I think like 900 and something. No, what was the how many contracts we had expiring tomorrow? Let me double check that. We have 12. We have 761 out of the money puts expiring tomorrow versus 84 out of the money calls tomorrow. So you're gonna have a lot of put contracts going into tomorrow versus your calls. So I mean, I can definitely expect a lot of pullback. So just keep it on watching. Just be like I said, just be patient. Let it channel, let it do what it do. Let it break out of 518, 520. Let it run on up. Let it rotate out of that channel. Because 9 times out of 10, what's gonna happen? You'll find your way where? Right back into that channel. So just let the setup happen. Don't force anything. Let the setup take place. So it's like I said, it's gonna work in your favor. I mean, trust me. I know you get bored. I mean, a lot of y'all get bored. Y'all get tired because it's like, man, I want to trade. I want to trade. But just respect the patterns, respect the setup, and just wait for the opportunities. Because, like, okay, let's go back when we did spike above that channel. Look, okay, look, for example, look what happened. You came out of that 520 and you ran all the way on up. Look, right here, for example, 524. Boom, 524. You came right back and crashed. You went through the channel all the way on down. So, again, allow the setup to happen so you can benefit from it. So, same thing here. You came out, look right here, red to green. You came out of the channel, you rotate, you went up all the way to that 525, and then what did you do? From 525, you find your way where? Back into that channel. $5 profit from 525 to 520, back on down to 518, add $2 to that, that's $7 right there. So all you do, wait on the setup. Easy. Wait for the rotation up or down and have it come back in. That's it. Just wait for the setup. So you see, we were back in this channel. Either wait for a breakout or a crack down. Just wait on it. Just be patient, team. Be patient. Be patient. And the reason why I'm telling you this, team, because y'all don't want to get, again, if you have options. You don't want to get stuck in the consolidated mode. Where your time decay kicks in, and not just that, not knowing which way the market is going to go tomorrow. We could break out of 520. We could crack 518.50. Again, with it being in the middle and consolidated, you don't know which way it's going to go. So don't put yourself in an unpredictable position. All I'm trying to do, guys, is help you guys out. I just don't want y'all to force anything. So just be patient. Let it consolidate. Again, if we don't get anything today, let it go into tomorrow. Let's see where we go from here. Again, see if we get a breakout or crack down. If we get a crack underneath that, that's still good because that's putting us right back in that downtrend, and that's turning that 518.50 back into resistance. So it can work out in any favor. So if we break out above 520 and it runs up, you can still go for a put back on down. If we crack 518, wait for it to return back to 518, where bears nine times out of 10 is going to sit and bring it back on down. So just be patient. That's it. Just let the market just allow the market to set everything up for you. Don't force anything. Because again, we have no control over the market, and as active always mentions, and me, Deck, and all of us, the market does not care about your feelings in no shape, form, or fashion. It don't care whether you win. It don't care whether you lose. The market is always going to move. It's just always going to rotate. That's what the market does. Either you with it or you're not with it, So it's up to you. So let's take a look at NVIDIA. Right now, we are around 900. We are around 900. That's putting us right back where that trend line is at, as I mentioned before, and that is around 910. So, engineer, if you remember what I told you. If you look at it from a channel standpoint, as far as NVIDIA, you remember what I told you? You are on a $20, way past the $20 channel. But as you can see, it rotates from that 960 on down to that 840 back on up. 9 is going to be your mid area. Anything above 9, you can see a nice move back on up. Anything below 9, you can see a nice move back on down. So right now, we are rotating back on up. As you can see, you're going from your bottoms to your mid areas, which if you hold the mid area, turn this into support, you got room to run back this way. If you get rejected underneath 900, you'll have room to run back on down. So all you got to do is just watch the rotation. Watch the rotation, see where we go tomorrow. Will we still, go sideways, hold around this 900? Or will we get rejected and come on down? Or will we go on up? So right now, you do have room to run up to this trend line. And I told you how strong that trend line is. Now that you're underneath it, that's going to hold as a possible resistance mark. If you run up to 910, do watch to see if those bears are going to move in and start that rejection area of this 910 area back on down to 900. And see if this 900 area holds. If we don't hold, we can come right back on down. So just keep your eyes peeled on that, team. Keep your eyes peeled. Like I said, all you got to do, for every trade, just wait for the setups, team. Every single stock rotates. It don't matter which stock I go to, Apple, Amazon, SMCI, all rotates. SPY, all rotates. They all do the same thing over and over. They all just rotate from different price points. All they do is rotate. So right now we have broken out of our channel as far as Apple, because we were in the channel of 170, 172 to 174. The next area, if it's going by twos, is going to be 176 up here. That'll be your next area of 176, because it is moving by twos. 170, 172s, 174s. So the next area that we can be anticipating will be, oh, I put the wrong thing. Next area to anticipate that we could hit would be 176. So if we go to duplicate, let's go to 176, go by twos on that bad boy. Let's do this. We go up, boom, here we go. You can clearly see that 176 can act as a support or resistance. Anytime you're above 176, you bounce on up. Anytime you're below 176, you come back on down. So you can clearly see that on this chart pattern here. Let me go a little bit closer. You can see it right here. See, 176. You break above it, turns into support, you move on up. When you move on up? 178. Close to that 180 mark. So all you got to do is pay close attention to details. So right now at this moment, we are U-shaping ourselves back on up. We broke out above 170, 172, 174. Next area is 176. So definitely keep your eyes peeled on that. So as we are trying to go right back into this little area here, 176, from 176 to 178, from 178 to where? 180. So definitely keep your eyes peeled on that. So let's do this. 172. See how we can rearrange this real fast. Well, we haven't got the 180 just yet, so we got to focus on the areas that are the closest. So we haven't broken out of 176 yet. That's going to still be resistance, so we're not going to move too fast. So 176 is still resistance because we haven't broken above it. So right now, let's take off 170 for right now until we get back below 170. So let's do this. So let's do 172 as support, right? We're going to do 172 as support. We're going to do 174 as the mid area, your midsection, where you have a decider from 174 up to 176, right where we at right now. Because 172 has held resistance, and then what did we do? We broke above resistance. Now 172 is now what? Support. What's the next area? 174. You can see here, up to 174, you get rejected. But what did we break above? 174 can now be what? Old resistance can turn to what? Support. Now, let's go this way. This used to be support. Now we're under support. Support can now be what? Resistance. So right now, we are trying to run ourselves back on up to this 176 mark. So look at this channel of 172, 174, 176 until we either break above 176 or get rejected and come right back on down to 174. So definitely keep that on watch because it is bullish. I mean, you can see it right here on this candle. I mean, after this bounce off of that 9, and if you notice another even number around at 168, you blew past 170, you blew past 172, you blew past 174. And as you notice, even numbers. See where most of the activity's bouncing up at? Boom, 168, even number. So add $2 to that, 170. Add $2 to that, 172. $2 to that, 174. And what would be the next target? 176. So definitely keep your eyes peeled on that. And it did go on a nice little run on up. So we have to break 176 to get to 178. From 178 back up to 180. So 180 is definitely going to be your top. So we can definitely put that red because that's going to be the main resistance line to the very top because we know that is a strong resistance mark. We know this. All right, so 180 for sure and 176. So you still got to cross above all of these areas to get to that point. Okay, put it like this. In order for us to get out of this channel and into this one, we're going to have to cross 176 because we're going to have to turn 176 into support. And then once we get above 176, then we can focus on 176, 178 to 180. So right now, we're in this channel here for right now until we break above 176. We break above 176, we can move our channel up. So right now, we can't do it until we get above where? 176. It tested the areas before it came down. Oh, I wasn't even reading the which I'm I do apologize, Queen. According to you, NVIDIA above 900 call. Yeah, because and we're gonna go into NVIDIA too as well. I'm gonna go into it too, Queen. So if you notice, look at the rotation. Where did the majority of the rotation happen around? 900. You notice that? Around 900. Because every time you leave from 900, you return back to 900. So you see how important the 900 is, engineer? So every time you left around 900, you return back to 900. You leave 900, you return back to 900. You leave 900, return back to 900. All it does is rotate back and forth around 900, which is why that number is so important, because 900 can act as support and 900 can also act as resistance. So that's why that number is so important. That's the reason why I called out 900 to you. So 900 is definitely your decider. Your mid area, where again, if you stay on top of 900, you have room to run on up, because that'll be considered support. However, if you stay underneath 900, that'll be considered resistance, where you can move back on down. That's how powerful that 900 mark is, because if you notice, it rotates around that 900 every single time. No matter where you go, you can go all the way up to the 960s. Where did you return back to? 900. You went all the way down to 840. What did you return back to? 900. So 900 is definitely a magnet. It is definitely important, and 900 is definitely your decider as far as going on the upside or going on the downside. That's why 900 is so important, engineer. Now you see what I'm talking about. If you notice, every single time whether you went on a breakout or a crack down, you always return where? Back to 900. Every single time, you always return back into that same specific price of 900. So that's why I'm calling out 900, and that's why it's so important. Because think about it, you would have caught that. You would have caught that say for instance, you would have got 840, right? You would have got 840 bounce and ran up to where? 900. What would that be? $60. That'd have been $60 profit added to how many ever shares you have. Even if you got that up here to 860 down to 900. That's a $60 profit. So if you notice, all it does is rotate around 900 over and over and over. Whether it goes up, whether it goes down, it always comes back to where? 900. Yeah, so 900, like I said. So basically, if anything, like on the downside, you want to ride it up to 900. You know, even on the upside, you want to run it down to 900. So that's how it benefits you. Like at 900, you don't know which way it's going to go yet until we start to, we see volume move in, whether it's the bulls or the bears, whether we're going to spike up, whether we're going to drop down. 900 is that decider. 900 is that mid area. Now, anything away from it and to it is how you profit. Well, like I said, what I mean by that is you go on a breakout above 900 and you get in for a put at 960. What you going to do? Ride it back down to where? 900, $60. Again, if you're on the downside, you get in away from 900. Get in at the low areas for the bounce back up to where? 900. So if you catch the bottoms, run up to 900, again, $60. If you run it on from 960 back down to 900, $60. All it's doing is rotating around 900 over and over and over and over. That's all it's doing. It keeps going right back to 9. It's like 900 is the home, and it just keeps returning back to the home. That's it. So, and also with it going up right here, just keep in mind you got that trend line. So let's see, again, I'm anticipating, me personally, like I said, I think that we have room to run up to that 910. Because and the reason why I say that is because you're underneath that trend line. Now, if we was on top of the trend line, I can see a further move on up because that's holding up as support. But you got to understand, that is no longer support because you're not on top of it anymore. You're underneath it. So now that floor that used to help you, bounce back on up is now resistance. So if we go back, I can show you right here. Let me use my 180 chart. I can show you real quick on how powerful that middle line is. Let me show you real quick again. So this is why I brought that up, that 910 mark. So we go back, all right, back to it. Boom, boom, boom. All right, shrink it up. Here we go. So if you notice, you go up 900. You see that? Anytime you're on top of that yellow line, what happens? You bounce. Anytime you're on top of that yellow line, what happens? You bounce. Anytime you're underneath that 900, what happens? You get rejected. Anytime you're underneath that trend line, what happens? You get rejected. So, again, look how powerful that trend line is going across the board on how the market reacts to it. When you're on top of it, support. You bounce. Anytime you're underneath it, resistance, you come back on down. So, where we at? We underneath the trend line now. So that's only giving you a limited amount of space to run up to this bad boy until you get back on top of the trend line. So until we cross it, you have to treat that as a resistance mark. So, and again, we don't know how powerful that resistance line is going to be until we get up to it. Again, if we have enough buyers, we can get back on top of it. But right now, we underneath it. So allow this room to run because you're already getting a good little bounce from this green line up to this yellow line. Look at this. Look at the space. 840 all the way back up to 900. That's $60. From that mark, go up to 910. Add. All you do is add an additional 10 to that. That's gonna be $70. That's a $70 bounce going right back on up. So keep that. Just keep that in mind. But like I said, every single time you always come around at 900. Whether you go up, whether you go down, you always keep rotating around 900. Now that we fell from it, we returned right back to it. So keep it on watch. Right now we're at 904. I do anticipate for us to push back up to this trend line. And that trend line is all the way up towards that 910-ish, 915-ish mark. So just keep that on watch as we go back up towards this trend line. So that's why I was telling Taylor to kind of wait because we got off of this bounce. You got room to still run until you hit this trend line, and that mark is around 920. So let's round it off. You see what that line is? 920. So you got room to hit this dotted line, and that is 920. And I can expect a powerful move because you got to understand that we went on a powerful drop. We dropped, look, think about it. We dropped from this red line all the way down to that green line. Look how far of a drop that was. From 960 all the way down to 840. That was almost $100 drop. So you go from $100 drop. Of course you're going to have buyers moving back on in because now is their opportunity. Because you had red. You went from red to green. See that? So it was mainly sellers. And you got to think about the amount of days that buyers had to wait, kind of sit out or take scalps all the way till it was time for them to reclaim NVIDIA. So at this point from this 960 mark, what day was this? This was, we started getting rejected at this mark. March 25th, all the way down, and then buyers didn't move in until what? April 9th. So think about that. Look how long that took. So now, of course, the buyers are going to get excited because now it's their time to buy. You're going from sellers to now buyers. Now it's their time all they're doing is switching. They're rotating. So you're going from buyers let the sellers have it. Now sellers are letting the buyers have it. So that's all it is. It's just rotating. Let's see. 9.4. So you said 904.60, 904.60. So let's see what some strong resistance at where bears has actually moved in. See, I'm looking at these red candles too, where we got a nice rejection on down. I'm looking at this, trying to go across the board. That is 910-ish. We got this little bounce and a drop. See, we haven't crossed this little mark yet. Here, if you go across the board, watch. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So we go across the board real quick, round where those candles are at right about, what was I at? Was it this one? It's like right where we got this bounce at. It's like round, I'm trying to aim this just perfectly, just right. It's almost 913.50. So let me make this line white real quick. So I'm gonna break it down to you what I mean. And why I think it's gonna go higher than 904. I'm gonna tell you why. Oops, made that. All right, cool. So if you notice that white line, anytime you're underneath that white line, you get rejected. You come on down. Anytime you're above that white line, it turns into support. You bounce on up. Look how much room we still got to run to that white line. And where's that white line price at? 913.50. So go across the board, and see how the market acts to it. See that? You hit, you fall, go on up, then you come right back under 13.50 where you get rejected. You U-shape back on up. Break above 1350, where now resistance turns to support, where you bounce on top of 1350, top on 1350, top on 1350, crack back underneath 913.50, where you get rejected underneath 1350 all over again. You see that? You go across the board, see that? 1350. Again, on the downside, bouncing 1350 on the upside. So you have room to run to where that 910, the 1350, which will be lining up where? Around that trend line. So if you notice, it's going to keep pushing. So, yeah, you're going to get some up and down, but the market is strong right now. You're definitely going, you already had a nice movement on down. So you're definitely going to have a nice strong move back on up. So all you're doing is going to rotate yourself right back on up. Which is why I think we're going to go way past 904. So I told, me personally, I still think we're going to go up to 910. into the teenish area. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I mean, look, like I said, go across the board. Look, I mean, you can clearly see it. Anytime you underneath 1350, you get rejected. Anytime you're on top of 1350, you bounce, you bounce, you bounce. So I mean, I'm just asking, engineer, don't you think that area kind of makes a little bit more sense? You know, I'm just asking the question. I mean, I'm not trying to be smart. I'm just asking. I mean, if you by looking at this, don't you think that make a little bit more sense at this area here, where you had a lot more activities going across the board, where this area can act as either support or resistance, where you bounce, bounce, bounce around 1350, when you get rejected, 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 where around 1350. Look at the candles. Ran on up, 1350, get rejected. Break above where? 1350, you going up. 1350, rejection. 1350, rejection. Top of 1350, bounce. See that? And you see the look is pushing. See, we're almost at 905. So again, you're only $5 away from 910. So you go keep going on up to 910, you're getting closer and closer to that white line, and you're also getting closer and closer towards that trend line. So that trend, you gotta think about it. Those trend lines can act like magnets. Just like this, for example. Look at my trend lines. Look at my trend line here, my green trend line here, my yellow trend line, my red trend line. Look how they act like magnets, how they yank the stocks up towards them and back down to them. So it's like a magnet. It yanks it up, it yanks it down, even the middle. See that? It came down to where? It yanked it down to where? This yellow line. It went on up, it yanked it back down to where? This yellow line. It went on up, it yanked it down where? Yellow line. Now we're on the downside. You come out of it, it's yanking it up where? Close to that trend line. It's acting like a magnet. It's pulling it up. As long as they're above, yeah, it's gonna go up. Yeah. Like I said, you gotta think about these areas that are like a magnet. You gotta think about it because it's always a specific point and it's always a specific price point they're trying to get to, and it's not. And me personally, it's not 904. I still think that we have room to still run to that 910. I'm gonna stick with that 910. I mean, look at this room we still have to that trend line. Look how much space that you still have to go up to that trend line. You still got so much space to run until you get into real resistance. Because why? That trend line alone act as support and resistance. Because again, you hit that trend line, you bounce. You hit that trend line, you bounce. You hit that trend line, you bounce. Now when you're underneath that trend line, you get rejected. So it pulls it up or pushes it down. So if you notice that trend line is very powerful because no matter what side you're on, you're always going to run across that trend line on the upside or the downside. Now that we got away from it on the downside, we're bouncing right back up to it as it's pulling it closer and closer and closer like a magnet. So that'll be the anticipated area that they're trying to go to is 910 up to this 913-ish area because you still got space to still clear up this area right here. NVIDIA, see, not even active saying it. 907, see, he's almost around the area I called. See, I said 910, he said 907.50. See, we still thinking this way above 904. So it has room to run because you're bouncing off of this green trend line and you're trying to go up to this yellow trend line. It's pulling it like a magnet. That's not around 904. That area is around 910, 913. So you still got room to run. And again, you got to think about it. That bounce is going to be strong due to the fact is you had this strong pullback for the longest that lasted for a while. Now you got to think about buyers who are excited to get back in on the call side, and they're going to take advantage of it. They're going to definitely take advantage of it. They're going to push it up as high as they can because now it's their opportunity because you got to think about buyers. You got the smart buyers. You got the smart ones that's not trying to buy high. They're trying to wait for low areas. That makes sense. So you got a lot of buyers getting in around 840, 860, 880, back up to 900. So you got to think about all these buyers that are coming in, buying these low areas, pushing that out. Not just that. You got to think about the shorts who are getting squeezed out of their position, who's adding more to the buying pressure. Because if you're going on a short, what do you have to do? You have to buy the cover, right? So in order to buy the cover, you're adding on to the buyers, which is adding on to the buying pressure. So you got to think about the new buyers coming in. You got to think about the shorters that are getting squeezed out of their positions. I mean, it's just more hype now. And then what makes it even more aggressive is when people start to see the markets go up, that's adding excitement. It's taking the fear out of them and making them more excited. It's putting more confidence in them because now they see that the market is going on up. So it's a lot of hype going into that as the market is going up, which is going to probably continuously keep pushing NVIDIA on up. So yeah, we're getting a little rejection right here, but to me, that's still not a resistant area. I still think that we still going to run. So it's gonna get a little pullback here and there, but I still think that we still gonna run up higher. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make an alert just to see if I'm wrong. So I'm gonna set an alert around 9:10. Let's say 9:10ish, 9:10ish. So I'm gonna send an alert. So if it goes off, that means that's you can see exactly where they're trying to go to. So, and I'm not saying you're wrong, Queen. Not at all. You know, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying. I mean, you see it from a different light. I see it from a different light too. You know, you got your price point. I got mine. So that's why I'm gonna just put mine just to see if my theory is correct. And again, it's not to shame you or anything. I mean, all I'm doing is just going off of the chart patterns. That's all I'm doing, Queen. I'm just doing the chart patterns because it makes sense across the board around 913.50. Where again, when you're above 913.50, you bounce, and when you're underneath 913.50, you get rejected. All I'm doing is just reading the chart. That's all I'm doing. So until my mark get hit, I'm gonna focus on I'm gonna focus on SPY real quick until again either we hit my mark or we don't. We ain't probably gonna have time now because we only got damn near 9 minutes till the market close. So SMCI, you ain't do nothing for me, man. You God. Now you want to push back up to 940. See, I still think SMCI gonna still go up. And even looking at SMCI, look at this. Lower shadows. You can see a reversal clearly here that you're coming from out of the red, from out of the bearishness, now into the bullishness. It's for a nice little push back on up. I mean, you can see the clear reversal. You can clearly see the U-shape. Same thing. I think the same thing was for NVIDIA, what? Yep, same thing here. U-shaping. Coming on down, and you reverse it right back on up. Good night, Active. Good night, boss. I'll see you if you come back in the AM. See you in the AM, boss. I got about 8 minutes, team. I'm assuming getting off myself. I'm just going over everything, Queen. Like I said, I just want to make sure that you're on the right path. But like I said, yeah, as long as the only thing that's gonna take it out is when you lose 900. You lose 900, of course, yeah, we're gonna start to see the 800s and whatnot, because that is how powerful that 900 is. So yeah, because you gotta think about it, as long as there's that 900 holds, you gotta think about how powerful that mark is. Because a lot of people are going to see that as a support opportunity, a buying opportunity, a bad trap for the squeeze back on up. Now, when you lose 900, yeah, those bats going to come in aggressive and start to short it back on down. So, me personally, I would wait for it depends on where you're going to. If you're going for a call for a put, if you're going for a put, I would rather have spike back on up. I want it to go as high as it can and away from 900. So therefore, you can slam back down to 900 because you know exactly where that pivot point is. You want to get away from 900 as much as possible if you're going for a put for a move back on down. Same thing if you're going down. You want to go as low away from 900 as possible for the move back up to 900. Because again, 900 is a decider. Because again, if you're jumping in right at 900, you don't know what it's going to do. You don't know if it's going to go up. You don't know whether it's going to go down until it makes a move either away from it on the upside or the downside. But you know where it's going to return back to. So, but that's just the main thing. So just keep on watching around that 900. See that? Look, 906. Told you. Boom. Told you. Queen, come on now. You know I wouldn't lie to you. Come on now. Let me see if my alert gonna go off. 906. $4 left. Queen, would I lie to you? I wouldn't feed you no BS. Come on now. 906. Again, we're only $4 away from my alert. We may get it before the market closes, we may not. But it's still going up. It's still trending, and you still got room to run. Again, we may get it, we may not. I mean, we might get like one of those little desperate pushes. All right, where we at as far as SPY? Oh, we came back down? Nah, still ain't getting in though. I don't trust that 850 because they can still try to use that as a bad trap. I'm not going for that. Let me see. Until we crack 1850, and hold this as a resistance, then yeah. Right now, I'm just not doing it right now. Cause see how it's still bouncing off the 1850. So I'm saying it could be in a channel, it can consolidate until tomorrow. So I told y'all, be careful and don't get yourself caught in that channel. Be very, very careful. Wait till tomorrow. Wait till we get some type of movement. Because we already got the move on down. So the next possible rotation is up. So, I mean, we can still pull down, but the way that this is rotating, it looks like it wants to rotate up and then back down. So definitely just keep this on watch. Just if y'all don't take a pen and paper, y'all write down. You know, if you want to, if you need to, it's up to y'all. Write down the channel on SPY 520, 518.50. And as you can see right here, you can see how accurate that channel is. Look at this, because that held in that channel for multiple days. You can see this. Look at that. 520, 518.50, 520, 518.50, 520, 518.50. You rotate out of it, rotate right back into it. Where at? 520, 518.50. You rotate out of it, you rotate right back into it. Where? 520, 518.50. So just wait till tomorrow and see where we go. Go from here. Just wait on it. Just wait on the setup, team. Be patient. Don't rush anything. Just be very patient. Be very patient. I mean, even if we crack it, it's still a good thing. I mean, because therefore that means that it's going to hold its resistance. So just wait for the move back on up to that area. So just wait. Wait it on out. Because again, 518 is going to be a very crucial area, and so will 520 be a very crucial area. So like I said, the reason why I'm calling out these two areas as well. Super chat not working, Queen? Man, I'm new to the membership thing, Queen. I'm still trying to figure out how to work it. I do apologize. I'm still trying to figure out how to work the whatchamacallit, the membership part and the super chats. I still gotta learn how to work this stuff. I do apologize, because like I said, I still have to learn how to use this, because I'm new to it. Because like I said, this is my first time being signed to this. I mean, to having let me see. Show your support. Okay, super chats. Make a message. Super stickers. Let me see. Super chats. I see the prices. I mean, I see the price thing coming up on the super chat. I can see it right here. This is what you're talking about. I see the prices on this thing on the super chat. This is what you're talking about, Queen? I don't know if I even put it like this. I'm gonna send you the other link. I mean, instead of using super chat, I do this. Look, I'm gonna send you the other link, because I'm still trying to learn how to work it, and I do apologize about that. I'm gonna work on it as after I get off the whatchamacallit. I'm gonna just send you this link. So this is another way to do it. The Trades Foundation, where you can send it through here. All right, here you go, Queen. Sending it to you right now. Boom. So you have these options too. So if none of these working, and I don't know why the donation's still not working on my whatchamacallit, because Dex said he was gonna work on it, but he never got back to me about it. As far as my donation on my Tradecaster, it still ain't working. I don't know what the hell going on. All right, team, we got 3 more minutes. I'm assuming we'll be rolling on out. I'm just trying to see where we go from here. So 906. Still trying to hold this key level on NVIDIA as well. I'm keeping on watch for the Queen. 907, we almost to my mark. We are slowly pushing to that area. So 906, we're almost up to 907. Almost $3 to my area I called out. I mean, as far as my alert. So, I mean, NVIDIA's still going on up. I mean, you can clearly see that. I mean, this is an uptrend still just booming right now. That's why I said I will wait for tomorrow. I will wait for tomorrow, team, on SPY, NVIDIA, whatever y'all game plans are. Just be patient and wait. We are falling back underneath 1850. I still ain't falling for that, because it can still go right back into it. I'm not doing that. So I'm gonna wait. I'd rather wait. I'll be patient and wait tomorrow, because again, it can go right back into that 1850, go right into the market close, and be still going sideways. So don't fall for that. Wait until you get a clear sign. And if you do get a clear sign, wait till tomorrow, because that means you're back underneath 518.50, and just wait for a pop back on up. Say for instance we were to fall now. All you got to do tomorrow is wait for it to go back up to 1850, because you know that's going to be a strong resistance. Yeah, so just wait on that. Just definitely wait on that. So you can see right here, we are pulling back underneath 1850. So just keep that on watch. Keep that specific price point in mind. What we got left? 30 seconds, team, before I have to roll on out. So just keep this on mind. We are cracking it just a little bit. So like I said, if we do stay underneath 518.50, use that as your target mark for tomorrow. Use that as your target market for tomorrow. 518.50 would definitely be resistance. We got 10 seconds, team, before we be rolling on out. So I'm about to give everybody a shout out. I'm gonna give everybody a shout out once the bell rings, so I can head on out. And 3, 2, 1, boom. Let me go ahead and give my shout outs. Forever Woe, let me give a shout out to you. Marty, my mod, who's on both sides, active. Lazy, that crazy girl there. Let me give a shout out to my, let me go back to the lobby. I apologize. Let's head to the lobby. My apologies. All right, team. Let me go ahead and give a shout out to my squad, to my beautiful trading family. Let me give a shout out to Gert. Let me give a shout out to the beautiful queen engineer, Marty. And give a shout out to you, boss, active, Gert. Who else we got in the building? Let me give a shout out to Cisco, my other right hand man too. H Reed, shout out to you, boss. Shout out to you. Let me see who else we got. Let me give a shout out to everybody else. AK-47, who this is silly. So, Coldplay, shout out to you, boss. Let me see who else we got in the building. Trader J, shout out to you. I think I got everybody on so far. They could be like the same people that come through here, which I don't have mind that. I love y'all, man. Hoops, shout out to you. I think that's everybody, ain't it? I think that may be.
Forever Woe says, you here.
Yeah, boss, about to be signing on out, man. Again, y'all do me a favor too. If y'all are on Twitch, give my boy Forever Woe a nice little follow. Cause he always coming through, always support me. So definitely give him some.
Damn you over here ending.
Yeah, the market closed. The bell rang. Yeah, the bell just rang. The market over, boss. I'm giving my shout outs to everybody, man. I'm also giving you a shout out too, man. Like I say, you can reach out to me. I got you.
I had a little work to do.
No problem, but you already know everything is already recorded, good to go. So if you need to go through the recaps, Forever Woe, I'm gonna have it in my whatchamacallit, so everything's gonna be set and ready. All you gotta do is just go to my lobby, go to the videos for the certain date that you wanna watch, and boom, you're good to go, boss. But yeah, the market just closed, bell just rang.
Appreciate you, my boy.
And appreciate you too. And again, y'all do give my boy Forever Woe a good shout out, give him a follow on Twitch, good guy. I mean, definitely a stand-up dude, man. So definitely show him some love, some support. But I think I got everybody in the building.
OFC, I was juice gone. Ask what app you think is good for day trading.
Oh, we'll reset back tomorrow, Forever Woe. And I'm gonna get with you anyway. Because if you're going live today, I'll holler at you and then let you know. Because I'm gonna do some research and give you a specific stocks to look at. So I got you. Ain't no fear, boss. I got you, man. I think I got everybody, though, before I roll on out.
Stream Elements says.
Shut up.
Join Trits Foundation.
All right. So, yeah, man, I'm about to be rolling on out. Like I said, do keep in mind, team, to keep your eyes peeled for that 518.50 level. Marty, don't do that. Well, don't do that, man. But yeah, definitely keep your eyes peeled tomorrow on SPY for the...
Yeah, OFC, have a good rest of your day.
Man, you too, boss. But yeah, tomorrow, definitely keep your eyes peeled on SPY for the 518.50 level and for the 520 level. Why is this stuff still popping up for some reason? Why is it doing this? Anyway. But yeah, keep your eyes peeled on that specific level, team. We want to see if we're going to rotate back into that channel because we don't have any big economic data coming out. But do pay close attention to that specific channel of 520, 518.50. Like I said, definitely for push, just wait to see if we get a breakout above for the move back on down towards that 520, 518 level. If we do stay underneath 518 level going in from today into tomorrow, use that area as a specific a specific resistant area to start setting yourself up for the possible move back on down. So other than that, and Queen, I'm also watching that video. I'm gonna keep that on lock for you. I still think we're gonna push up to that to that 910, 913ish area. So we're gonna definitely keep that on watch, and we're gonna talk about that tomorrow. But team, I'm about to be heading on out. I had a great time with y'all, even though y'all was cracking jokes on me. I got y'all. This payback is a mug. But man, again, I'm so proud of you, team. Y'all keep pushing, keep doing what y'all doing, and we're gonna keep reaching for the stars. And y'all already know what I'm about to say. Oh, before I head on out, do your boy a favor, follow, subscribe, smash the like button. You know, whatever you have to do to get the name out there, do that. I'll be totally grateful for that, man, because that's free 99. That's just word of mouth. That's free. Thank you so much for doing that. But other than that, man, I'm about to be rolling out. No trades for me today. Due to the fact is, I didn't know which way the market was actually going. Now we went from bearish to bullishness. So now I got to change my mindset over to a new idea because I'm still watching. Oh, and we are back under that downtrend on the SPY. So I'm definitely going to keep that on watch. See where we go tomorrow. See how high we go. Because I think once we go high, and I hope that crap don't happen in pre-market, man. Because all the best moves in freaking pre-market. But I'm going to definitely keep it on watch, team. Because that's what's making me want to go for a swing trade, because in just in case it does it in pre-market. Nah, I'm not gonna do it. But yeah, team, I'm about to roll on out, man, and you already know what I'm about to say before I head out. Maximize your reward, minimize your risk, put grateful over greed, and you will succeed every single time. We'll see y'all guys tomorrow, which you already know I go half a day. I go from 9:30 to 12 o'clock, because you already know how the markets is on Fridays. So I will be heading back in. I will be going back in at 9:15 Eastern, 8:15 Central. So I will be back to knock everything out. But again, till then, team, I hope everybody have a blessed night, and I will see you then. Peace.